Hey mates, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and if you have joined me so far for this great Haslab adventure, today is the last day. You've done it! You've joined me for the entire run of it. I'm so proud of you. I know. It's a long run. It was a long one, but we're here now. We're at the end. So, the finish line is just ahead. So today's video will be about my final grades on this amazing Haslab project and my feelings on it, and also what forms I will be keeping them in whenever I store them on the shelf, and also what scales that I've discovered they are in. So without further ado, let's get into it. First off, I want to say that when it comes to form-wise, I'm going to be keeping Optimus Prime in his super mode, because I think the super mode was the best that this set had to offer. I think this is an amazing mode. I wish that the ladder didn't weigh so much, but other than that, this is awesome. And I do like that the ladder acts as a tail, like a third wheel, so you don't have to worry about him falling backwards. That's one of my favorite things about him. His feet are so long, I don't have to worry about him falling forwards, and that ladder keeps him from falling backwards, so I don't need to use the flight stand. I can use the flight stand to display my Ultra Magnus or other vehicles, because I like the roads of that more than I like anything else about it. It's cool that we can put them on a flight stand, and also I really do like the fact that they decorated the pieces that hold the figure up to look like scaffolding. I thought that was nice. It's crisscross scaffolding. It's cool. So I definitely, when it comes to the stand gets an an S ranking. I wish it had something else about it. I wish it had some item storage capabilities, but I like the road. I like the textures of the road. I really appreciate the fact that it's two stands instead of just one stand. It's really a good one. It is a good stand, and I really like it. So it's up there as flight stands go. Sorry, Victory. No, the Victory stand will still be number one, because I love the fact I can feel that Autobot symbol and the logo for Transformers Victory. I can't tell you the last time I felt a Transformers logo. Transformers Victory is the only one. And I wish they would do more like that. That would have been awesome. As if on this flat part we had gotten, for the stand here, we had gotten Robots in Disguise 2001 etched in there like it was in the show, or Transformers etched into the side like it was the show. That would have made this display so much better. Now, to anyone out there who may be subscribed to me and does 3D printing, I would love it if we could work together to try and figure out how to make more of these panels, and then I could sell them on the side for the channel. That would be fun. So that's a thought process I had with that. But that's all I got to say on the stand. Now, when it comes to Ultra Magnus's mode here, I like Ultra Magnus's vehicle mode. I like it just as much as you should like this video. I love this vehicle mode. This is a fun one. I have Victory Saber's giant, his BFG, if you will. So Victory Saber's BFG, I actually set down between the ramps of Ultra Magnus here, and it fits. It fits quite nicely. You can even spin this doohickey on the back down a bit and make it seem like it's even more a part of this crazy car carrier. I have Jazz on the back to showcase that you can still keep a deluxe class figure on top and have this giant screw you all gun. Giant F all gun for sure. Oh my god. I like that. That gun is actually my favorite one to come out of any Haslab project. The sword for this Haslab project, my least favorite giant accessory to come from a Haslab project. Still, number one favorite is the really neat throne that we got for Death Source. That is still my number one all-time favorite accessory to get, in addition to the figure for Haslab. It holds a nice position in my heart, though this gun is number two. This gun is number two because it is just fine. But we're not talking about that today. I just like talking about it because it's my favorite. Okay. So what I think, I almost knocked Jazz off the back end. There it is. Ultra Magnus's vehicle mode gets the S ranking. Ultra Magnus's vehicle mode goes above and beyond what I could have ever wanted. This is This is awesome. I love this vehicle mode. This is my favorite part of Ultra Magnus. Just to be straight with you, those legs do turn me off. I don't like how long his legs are. They're just way too much. It's just too much leg. There's too much there. It would have been cool if we had found a way to fold out some panels and make the his legs half the size. I think if you had found a way to fold them up on themselves, it would have been a perfect figure. That would have been the S ranking for me on that end. But sadly, that wasn't the case. Everything else about him, except for those huge gaps on either side of his head, those huge gaps and the long legs. Those are my two negatives on the robot mode. That's why he only got an A ranking. I just did not like him. So coming over here to super class Optimus, we could just take this guy. We're just going to drive him off the back end again. No, Jazz. Okay, I saved Jazz. There we go. Will you park on the stand, you silly bugger? Okay, there's Jazz all up on his place. We're just going to set him down on the ground next to him. I like that the Ultra Magnus vehicle mode is skinny enough where you can put another vehicle on the flight stand with him. That's really cool. Now, when it comes to Optimus Prime here, I think that his vehicle mode scales well with Masterpiece and alternators. It really does scale well with alternators. It surprised me how well it scales with the alternators line and the Masterpiece line when it comes to vehicle mode now. I'm not talking about the other things. I'm just talking about vehicle mode for scaling. If you want to scale, if you want to find a place to put your vehicle mode on the shelf, then I suggest putting it amongst some Masterpiece class figures in their vehicle modes, or if you have an alternator shelf, this is a great Optimus Prime for that alternator shelf because it is a legitimate vehicle from back then. Now, it doesn't have all the same features. You can't open the doors and stuff, but it's still a name brand vehicle from that era. So it would work in amongst your alternators collection because all those are name brand vehicles from that era. So you could just have like a little parking lot with all the cars that came out that year. The 2001 parking lot or something like that. I don't know, but that's my thoughts on this vehicle mode. I think it's an excellent vehicle mode. I just don't like it so much because it's not to scale with everything else. It is its own scale, and then I found out it can scale with alternators. So it may just be its own scale, but it's so similar to alternators / Beneltech that it's ignorable, in my opinion. Now maybe somebody with more discerning eyes will say differently, but I say it matches with alternators in the MP line. So there's that. Now, when it comes to to robot mode Optimus, he is, in my opinion, the worst one in this. I dislike his mode more than I dislike Ultra Magnus's. Ultra Magnus's robot mode got an AA plus for me if I remember right, and Optimus Prime's robot mode gets like a B plus from me, an A, because it comes down to those tiny feet, those ridiculously small feet. Mine will never stand up in Optimus Prime mode. I have to keep him in either vehicle mode or super robo mode because eventually he'll just fall because of those tiny feet. Those tiny feet just do not work with that much weight on top of them. It doesn't. Maybe if the tiny feet were connected to a different type of hinge, maybe if you had put them on a ratchet, it would actually have helped. But I think that if you had the feet fold out more so that we could have gotten a wider foot, I think that would have really helped it. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. So take that one with a grain of salt. But I do think it needs bigger feet. It needs some wider kickers. Other than that, the mode was decent. It was just the toughness of that transformation aspect and how it fits together. It's cool, but at the same time, you can tell it was built for the super mode. So it's a little difficult to pose, and it's just a little awkward shaped in regular robot mode, in my opinion. So That's why he won't be staying in robot mode. When it comes to the robot mode for Optimus Prime, I will be taking the super mode because they knocked it out of the park. Super mode gets an S ranking from me. This thing is glorious. It is I love it. I love all these textures on it. They went above and beyond when it came to getting this super mode done. This is excellent. I do believe this is my favorite mode out of the entirety of it. I like Ultra Magnus's vehicle mode, but I like this super mode so much more. From its articulation to its sculpt work, to the fun play feature of having this crazy big cannon that you could put over his shelf, and the fact that you can have Cerebros just sitting in that little chair off to the side, and then he jumps. And so if he's in view, I'll wiggle around. Maybe you'll get the camera to focus on him. And watch him jump. Is that it? Oh wait, I need to tilt these guys up. There we go. And jump. There we go. And now now you have your Optimus Prime, and he is not looking forwards for this entire video. Let me just turn that head around. There we go. Blind people problems. There we go. I think this crazy big gun, like you think Star Saber comes with a screw off gun. No. This is the you done messed up gun. Okay? You done screwed up, and Optimus Prime is about to hurt you with his I don't know. Maybe this is a railgun? I think it's a railgun. But it also has all these fun missiles. And you can pop them up. And I learned you can take them out. So isn't that fun? So you can take out one of these missiles. And then there it is, the blast effect I've been using. And this is a great blast effect for missiles. Put that blast effect in. And then there it goes. Look at that. That's fun. I think that's awesome. So that is a big bonus for this set, is that these missiles do take out. And I didn't know that in the beginning. I was watching, because I watched a lot of reviewers on this, too many to count. And I think it was Amused Jester who said, who mentioned the rockets being able to be pulled out, and that was awesome because I had no idea you could take those out. So he gets the S ranking. He is an absolute beast. He has a fun one. This ratchet for his ladder, though, is really tight. Really tight. Oh, so tight. Okay. One more. There it goes. All right. So that is Super Mode Ultra Magnus. S ranked from me. I think this is the mode that I will have him displayed in for the rest of his little life. Unless I feel like, displaying him amongst the alternators in the shelf, having a little car scene or something going on there. That would also be fun. Now, when it comes to the Omega Supreme, no, it's not Omega Supreme. It's Omega Prime. When it comes to Omega Prime, I have to say, I was hoping that figure would have more. I was. Now, granted, I had forgotten what it looked like, because, I went blind and I haven't looked at Robots in Disguise 2001 in years before I went blind. So, forgive me for that one, but I didn't like it. I did not like the Omega Prime. I don't like how big and bulky it is. I don't like how there's pieces of Optimus that are off to the side that I can't use. I don't like it. It is not as enjoyable to me as Ultra Magnus in his vehicle mode is enjoyable to me, or Optimus Prime in his super mode is enjoyable to me. That figure, it doesn't have it. And I can't really describe it to you more than that. It's just the way it feels in my hand. I just don't like him as much as I like this one. This guy is better than that one, and I'll stick to it. I like the super mode Optimus Prime more than Omega Prime. I love this mode. This is the good one. Okay? This is one of those modes where I was just ecstatic. Like when I pulled Ultra Magnus out in his vehicle mode here, I was ecstatic because it's everything I wanted. And that's why I love these Haslab projects. Yes, now there were parts of it I didn't like, but I'm pretty sure you will find somebody out there who swears to God the Omega Prime mode is the best mode. Hands down, they give that mode the S ranking. And that's awesome that they can have that. And that was the thing I love most about this one being two separate Transformers that combine. It was like Victory Saber. Okay, I keep them separate normally. I don't keep them combined together because I think Victory Leo looks kind of cool on his own, hanging out, and Saber, Star Saber, looks awesome on his own, just in his vehicle mode, mainly because I think that vehicle mode is tight. So that's how I'm going to be storing these guys, and it's up to you how you store it. But that's the thing I love about it. And when it comes to next year's Leo Kaiser, I'm ecstatic because I'm like, whoa, we're going to get 7 figures to pose how we want. And that is just making me happy. I can't wait to figure out how all 7 of those figures are going to pose, and how I want to hold them in. Which way I want to keep them on my shelf. That's fun to me. And that's enjoyable. Having many aspects of a toy that you can mess with. It doesn't just do one or two things. It does a lot of different things, and it can be on many different shelves. That's the stuff I like. I like that Optimus Prime can be on different shelves depending on his mode. I like that. Now, my final thoughts and feelings on this, and I may catch some flack for it. I may not. I don't know. I don't know if enough people watch my video for me to catch flack on anything, honestly. uh, but my final thoughts on it is that this is a Haslab that deserves an A plus ranking. This is an A plus Haslab. Does it get the S ranking? No, but it's as close to the S as you can get. It is uh, straight up. Like Omega Prime was as close to S as you could get without going over. The Haslab is, Haslab Omega Prime. The collection is as close to S without going over. I didn't even talk about Blue Bolts, but Blue Bolts straight up gets an S ranking. Okay, Blue Bolts is awesome. I like the Blue Bolts. He's fun. So that's my thoughts and feelings on this. I'm happy to be done with it. Honestly, we've been working at this for 2 weeks now. You know that? That's wildness in my opinion. I'm just floored by the fact that we've been doing this for so long. But this Haslab, I wanted to take my time with it. I waited a while for it. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I wanted to make sure that I covered as much of it as I possibly could and gave you my last thoughts and feelings. Do I think it was worth the $350? Yes. Yes, I do. Without a doubt. Now, is it worth the $500 to $700 it will be sold for on the secondary market? I'll give it the 500 at the most. At the most. But I wouldn't pay more than $500 for this, personally. But then again, I'm a little cheap, so take that one with a grain of salt. But that's my personal thoughts and feelings on this. This is a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun bringing you this. I hope that you've enjoyed this journey. Please check out the playlist that I made for this entire thing, start to finish. The first video in the playlist is my first thoughts and feelings when I watched the live stream when they announced this project last year. So if you want an entire scaling of how I felt about this thing from beginning to end, then please check out that playlist. And please share that playlist with Transformers fans you know, because I want to get their opinion. I want them to comment and let me know what they think about this Haslab project, what they liked about it, what they disliked about it. Let's get a discussion started, Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, on this journey, as we have gone over this Haslab project. I have appreciated every minute of it, and I hope that you have enjoyed your time watching or listening to me. Until next Prime, where we will be talking about our normally scheduled programming. Probably get into why Chester Cheetah's being held up by a Cobra Trooper. That's for sure. We'll talk about that next week. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now.